Looks like we're live. Seems like we had a little difficulty getting the signal. Oh, look right up here. There's a little rainbow. I have a faceted crystal teardrop hanging in my window. It flings rainbows all over the room. So dear. This time of day, this time of year, little bitty rainbows all over the room. I love it. All righty, welcome to This Day in History. Let me arrange my stuff. Yeah, you can still see it right there a little bit. See if I can. Yeah, that's a real rainbow. Okay. All righty, let's get on with this day. Hi there, and welcome to This Day in History for December 7th. December 7th is the 341st day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 342nd in leap years, with 24 days remaining to the end of the year. Let me take a moment to mention that links to my research are included in the show notes. Ask you to go ahead and click that like button. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and feel free to share this video with others. Let's see. Yes, there is a link in the show notes to my This Day in History playlist. Also, I'll put one up there in the corner after the live. And I guess that's all of the intro stuff. Now, I just want to mention that there have been some really interesting bits of history in ancient Roman times over the last few days, and I didn't report them because it would have required quite a bit of backstory to understand the news of the day. Well, we have a lot of material to cover and not all day to do it. I like to keep these brief because I like to watch brief videos unless I'm sitting down for a movie. Anyway, if what I will say about it is that, holy cow, if you think politics today is convoluted and crazy, doesn't hold a candle to how crazy things could be according to what happened in the 1st and 6th centuries. I guess from another perspective, one might acknowledge that the more things change, the more they stay the same. Crazy, crazy stuff. Moving forward, the Royal Opera House opened in Covent Garden in London on December 7th, 1732. On December 7th, 1787, Delaware became the first state to ratify the United States Constitution. This is the birthday of Richard Warren Sears, born December 7th, 1863. He's a co-founder of Sears, of course, and Sears started out as a catalog mail order company in 1892. They were known then as Sears, Roebuck and Company. Then they began opening retail locations in 1925. Sears was the largest retailer in the United States through the 1980s, but in the 1990s, Walmart and Kmart began to overtake them in sales. Sears was purchased by Kmart in 2005, and I do have to wonder what Mr. Sears would have thought of all this. He lived to the age of 50. This is the birthday of American novelist and short story writer and poet Willa Cather, born December 7th, 1873. She lived to the age of 73. December 7th, 1917, the United States declared war on Austria-Hungary. That's a World War I thing there. On December 7th, 1922, Northern Ireland voted to remain part of the United Kingdom and not unite with the southern portion of the island, Southern Ireland. On December 7th, 1932, German-born Swiss physicist Albert Einstein was granted an American visa. On December 7th, 1941, the Imperial Japanese Navy carried out a surprise attack on the United States Pacific Fleet and its defending Army and Marine Air Forces at Pearl Harbor in Hawaii, the day which will live in infamy. On December 7th, 1962, Prince Ranier III of Monaco revised Monaco's constitution to share advisory and legislative power with the executive, legislative, and judicial branches of government in Monaco. Interesting to note that it is the shortest constitution in the world currently in force. Little bitty constitution. Also interesting to note that the prince does share his power with the National Council, and while they are independent of the prince, and they may act contrary to his wishes, but his signature is required to confirm any proposed laws. Instant replay made its debut during the Army-Navy football game in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania on December 7th, 1963. And I remember wondering, how in the world did they do that? Because at the time you could either broadcast live or film it, and film had to be developed and edited, which takes a while. So I wondered how they did it, but yeah, instant replay was quite the innovation. Of course, we don't even think about it now, but there you go. Now, the last Apollo moon mission, Apollo 17, was launched on December 7th, 1972. The crew took the photograph known as the blue marble as they left the Earth, and doggone it, I had one of those here to show you, but it's in the other room, and it would be too disruptive for me to go get it right now. Yeah, the blue marble. I remember thinking what an amazing image that was. There were several plane crashes on different years, December 7th, and a pretty stark earthquake in Armenia in 1988. And that's all I have for you today. I hope you learned something you didn't know before. I know I sure did. I always do. As always, links to my research are included in the show notes, along with a link to the Day in History playlist in the show notes. I'll also put one of those up in the corner there. And also, there's a link in the show notes to last year's episode, which covers some things similar and some things differently. So check that out as well. Thanks for watching. Give it a like, consider subscribing, and we'll do this again tomorrow. Thanks again. And yep, that little rainbow is still there. Oh, and there's another one up in the picture. Yeah, this time of day, I get rainbows all over the living room. It's a happy thing. All righty. See you next time.